What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Knab and Ro Show. I'm here with my compatriot and partner in crime, Ro. Say hi, Ro.
Hi, kids.
And welcome back to the podcast.
Woo!
Yes, so today we are going to be talking about what, Ro?
Seasons.
Seasons, yes. You know, it's been kind of weird because you think about when you were a kid, right? And I remember on Halloween when it actually snowed. So yeah, I remember I was walking around, I had my costume on and everything, and it was not a lot. It was a little bit of snow. But it was in October when typically you could have a possible frost or a snow, right? And
depending on where you live, not where I live.
Yeah, so where was this? This was... Where the heck was this? You know what? I think this was a long time ago. Mind you, I'm in my late 30s, so it could have been a long time ago. But that's okay. The poles of the earth are shifting, Ro, and things are happening. And yeah. But
I follow Will Smith on Facebook, and he was doing something about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and he's like,
"Oh my god!"
He was doing a Zoom chat with some of the actors and that were part of that, and he was like, "Guys, it's been 30 years since we did the pilot," and I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, I am so old right now."
Wait, the pilot?
Yeah, 30 years.
Hold on. The pilot. What is that? Is that a movie?
Like the first episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the pilot.
Oh!
Like the first episode.
Oh, 30 years? I mean,
Yeah,
I kind of believe that considering how old the guy is. I mean, no disrespect to Will Smith.
He looks pretty hot for...
I mean, yeah, okay, Will Smith's a hottie batati, whatever.
Yum.
But don't say yum. Oh my god. But yes, I know. I completely understand. No, Will Smith is pretty an excellent actor, right? But
and comedian.
Comedian.
You
would okay. Well, Fresh Prince. Okay, so I consider comedians.
Let's get back to season.
No. Let's touch this one. Let's touch this. So comedians, I consider those people who are like have done actual.
He's done
movies.
He has.
But it's
Twitch. Is it Switch? Was it Switch?
Twitch. Hitch. Oh, no. Hitch is more of like a romantic comedy. We just talked about this last week.
No. It was whatever. He can sing, he can dance, he can act, and he's cute.
No.
What more could you want?
Okay. We were talking about singing. And Will Smith singing, we're going to have a problem because when you're trying to compete like Robin Williams in Aladdin as the genie compared to Will Smith as the whatever hell of a performance that shit was, I'm just saying, it's I can't. I just can't. I'm too picky.
He had big shoes to fill. No one can replace Robin Williams, but I feel like he did a good job. But that's a Disney movie, and we'll talk about that on our Disney podcast.
That's right. And so begins the banter. Okay, so we're talking about seasons this podcast, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So back to snowing on Halloween.
On Halloween, and go. So Halloween comes in the season of fall, I believe. It's not quite winter yet.
You're gonna say summer.
Whatever. I've been talking about it a lot recently. Like, I'm just so ready for summer. But let's just say that. Okay, so it comes in the season of oh my god.
Fall.
Fall. Yes.
Fall.
Comes comes in the season of fall, and it is very rare now that you get any type of a snow in fall. Typically, you'd say, okay, it's like 80 degrees in fall, and we're at a farm picking pumpkins and drinking apple cider. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you think of, and typically you want to go bundled up. You want to be ready to go to pick your stuff, go to the corn maze and all that. But you don't typically in the past said, okay, well, I'm just going to wear, my shorts because it's going to be 80 degrees. I just...
Well, I think too it depends on where you live, because my fall versus your fall sounds to be like completely different.
That is true. Cincinnati fall is not that bad. At least as of now, it's really not that bad whatsoever. So tell us about your type of fall. Like what type of things you look for?
Yeah. So Oregon Falls, and if you want to talk about Halloween specifically, a good majority, about 85% of the time, your Halloween costume is built around some sort of rain gear, because it's usually raining. Oregon gets a lot of rain, which is pretty typical. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty wet. The things I look forward to in fall are football and crock pot foods.
I feel like crock pot foods could be any time, to be honest.
I don't use my crock pot nearly as much in the spring or the summer as I do fall and winter.
Really?
Yeah.
That is so interesting.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
continue.
I usually don't, because usually when I do crock pot stuff, it's like stews or like hearty soups or chilies or something. I mean, I have like a little tiny like one-person one, so it's not like I'm making a ginormous one. But when I do use it, it's more of like soupy, cold, like things on cold days that will make you warm type of a thing.
That's true.
Yeah. So the fall to me is, and it's not. It's not my favorite season, but it's not my least favorite season either. So we'll go with that. But football's a big part of fall. Love football. I think there's Halloween's in there.
Yep.
Changing of the leaves. The colors of the trees and changing of the leaves is always fun to watch.
Stop right there, because that right there, that is my absolute favorite. Because it's not just the colors and all that jazz, it's literally a smell. Fall has a specific smell, whether it's like decaying leaves, whatever it is. But it's a good smell, you know what I mean?
It's like a woody smell.
It is. It is a very woody smell, and I think it's fantastic.
They're dying.
It's the decay, like I said, the decaying leaf smell. Yeah, but it's absolutely fantastic. Oh, excuse that beep. Let me turn that off.
Yeah, my phone just went off too, so I feel bad, but
it's okay. Nobody cares. It's a podcast. We're all hanging out. So, what else do you like? So you mentioned hot apple cider, or did it?
No,
right?
No,
that was me.
Nope, that was you.
Okay,
pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is my all-time favorite dessert. Like, pumpkin pie is amazing. And Dairy Queen has pumpkin pie blizzards for the month of October, I believe. September or October. Yeah, pumpkin pie blizzards. If you've never had one, you need to try one. So look forward to that this fall when Dairy Queen has blizzards, pumpkin pie blizzards.
So I literally heard pumpkin pie lizard.
Blizzard, like ice cream, blizzards.
Yeah, blizzard.
What's wrong with you?
That's the
I feel
one.
like you're not understanding me.
I'm not. Literally, those blizzards, those are the ones where they take and they put it on the top of their head upside down, and it shouldn't fall out, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like ice cream with things in it. Yeah.
But I feel like fall is, and this is going to sound so stereotypical, but I don't care. I'm going with it anyways. I feel like fall is the season of the white girl.
White girl? What?
Because pumpkin spice this, pumpkin spice that, pumpkin blah 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 blah. It's
the pumpkin spice season.
It is. Well, okay.
It doesn't have to be a white girl to like it. What are you
No,
talking about?
Because there's always like jokes about like rich white girls and their pumpkin spice lattes, blah blah. It's just a joke. I just think it's hilarious. I don't I just think it's funny. That's all it is. Just go with it. It's funny.
All right. I'm rolling with it.
So, also with fall, what do you think? So October. Go back to October. One of my favorite one of my favorite holidays ever is Halloween. So with Halloween, you get all types of good stuff. But here's the question for you: with that season specifically, what types of haunted houses are renowned where you live for the season?
I don't like haunted houses.
What?
Yeah, we had this conversation last podcast with scary movies. Like, I'd much rather be in the. Yeah,
that's a movie.
If I have to go into a haunted house, last time I went into a haunted house, I was in college, and I legit hid behind my friend and covered my eyes the entire time. Like, I didn't even see anything. If you ask me, this isn't in my area, but the Universal Studios down in California does, I forget if they did like a zombie one last year, but they go all out because it's Universal Studios. They have so many things, you know, readily available for them to make these sets and stuff. I know, like the Ellen DeGeneres show, she sends a couple of her people through them, and it looks scary. I mean, I can watch it
because Ellen likes to scare every guest she gets. It's kind of like her deal, you know. It's like her shtick.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that there's some. I know there's some in downtown Portland, but not my thing. Halloween isn't my most favorite holiday, so
that's true.
Just, you know, I pass out candy, say you guys are so cute, and then go to bed and watch my movies and go to bed, and it's a new day the next day.
So here's the question for you: do you actually dress up for that holiday or not?
I do not. I mean, I have. Yeah, no, I don't. But I do have a headband with like cat ears on it that I'll wear.
Ro, that doesn't count.
And I have like a cute little Halloween shirt, but that's it. I don't dress up in costume.
Here's the deal.
I don't need to be no sexy kitten or sexy.
No, I just think I gotta be sexy anything. All right, Ro, here's the deal. So every Halloween, I put my armor on and I dress up as a knight, and I answer the door in this extravagant, huge stainless steel armor set, right?
Right.
And I dress up for the thing. So instead of just the cat ears, I challenge you next year, or this year rather, whatever, to go ahead and get a costume of some sort and dress up when you pass the candy.
Well, I didn't pass out candy last year because I only had like 8 people the year before. But it is on a Saturday this year, I think. So maybe more people will be out.
I did not know that, but that's going to be huge.
Yeah, I think so. Let me see. I'm pretty sure. And this year was like the year for like great holidays because they all land on the weekend. Well, like Cinco de Mayo was on a Tuesday, so they're like, "Woo, Taco Tuesday! Cinco de Mayo, Taco Tuesday."
But that's not a weekend. You just
I know, but like holidays. Okay, yeah. So the 31st, Halloween is on a Saturday.
This year,
Thanksgiving is always on a Thursday. Yeah, so that's.
But Thanksgiving is always a Friday, right?
So, yeah, and then Christmas is on a Friday. So most people want to take like the day after Christmas off. Well, they already get it off. That's great. So yeah, so it's perfect. Worked out great. Yeah.
All right. So we understand fall. We're pretty much focusing primarily on Halloween is the bomb diggity. We have pumpkin farms and all that jazz. That's kind of where we go, right?
Corn mazes. You pick out your pumpkins. Let's see, what other fall activities are there? School starts in September normally.
That's
at least here
right.
So fall, I associate the starting of school with fall.
That is true.
Yeah. Yeah, and we talked about leaves, which are fun. Yeah.
All right. So moving on, after fall comes winter. So what are your kind of favorite winter activities to do?
Well, I enjoy Christmas because that's in winter. So I need to explain this too. So I'm one of 4 kids, and I have my parents, and then I have a nephew. So that's 7 people that are pretty important people in my life. So from November, my brother's birthday is November 6th.
Yeah.
And my sister's birthday is February 5th. All of our birthdays fall between November and February. And then add in all those holidays.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So my dad and my brother are in November. My mom is in December. My other brother, my nephew, and myself are in January. And then my sister is the first part of February. So winter is a very busy time in the Ro household with birthdays and holidays.
That is true.
Once Halloween hits, it's like busy with holidays. I mean, that those 3-4 months go by so quick because even after my sister's birthday, then you have like Valentine's Day. So it's just like either a birthday or a holiday every other week.
That's true, though. So my mom's birthday is the 4th of November. Then mine's the 19th of November. So trust me, we understand.
Yeah, it's a little nutty. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. So what other type of fun things do you do in the winter besides the holiday? Christmas, obviously, you know, everybody loves Christmas. It's kind of like our thing. That's what we do. But what other things do you do? Would you just stay inside, or kind of what's your shtick?
Yeah, usually. I mean, I decorate for Christmas pretty early on, like right after Thanksgiving. I put up Christmas. And I usually leave my Christmas decorations up through January, just because I enjoy them, and only having them out for 30 days is, lame. So
yeah.
And I'm the one that lives here, and I'm the only one that lives in my house, so I'm the only one that has to stare at them, and I like them. So all those people who are like, oh my gosh, you keep them up so long, blah, blah, blah. Well, you don't live here. You don't have to stare at them.
And honestly, I'm going to be an advocate of those people that leave it up a long time. I absolutely love Christmas lights. I think the whole atmosphere of Christmas and all that jazz is just, it's just nice. It's comforting. It's something that everybody loves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. When I think of winter, I think of snow, although we don't get a lot of it at my... I'm only like 500 feet above sea level, so we don't get a lot of it. Oregon has a lot of microclimates, is like what our weather people like to say. But we do have mountains that get snow. I mean, we have ski resorts and stuff. I'm not a skier or a snowboarder. I absolutely hate driving in snow. But I love watching it snow and, being in it, but just not driving in it. Because there's too many wackadoos here that don't know how to drive in snow that, like, freak me out. So,
bro, that's everywhere.
No, it's bad. It's bad.
I mean, literally...
I challenge you to come out here. Come out here when it's snowing, and you'll be like, WTF, people.
I honestly would love it. And here's the thing. So I love driving in the snow. I love it. It's fun. Because I remember one time, a 45-minute drive took me over 2.5 hours to do because I was in my Mustang, which is a rear-wheel drive car, right? And it took me absolutely forever to get home. But it was a blast because I was just, slipping, sliding, moving all over the place, working on my power slides. It was great. I had a fun time. It was fun.
Yeah, no thanks. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so I am a skier. I love skiing. I've skied my whole life. My whole family's a big skier. My brother, sister, mom, dad, we've been skiing our whole life. So that's what we typically like to do during winter. Unfortunately, in Cincinnati, there haven't been a lot of snowy days. So there's only so much that you can do. But I imagine you get a lot of snow up there, right?
Like I said, not where I live particularly, but up in the... there's mountains like all around me. So, yes, we do get snow. Mount Hood is one of our big ski places, and they get a lot of snow, which is nice for those that enjoy the winter skiing activities.
So moving into spring, I'd say. So we talked about fall, we've talked about winter. We're moving into spring, which is huge, right?
Yeah.
What are some big... You're like, I guess. I think spring is huge because to me... Okay, so the transition from summer to fall and then from winter to spring, in my opinion, are huge. Those are the big transitional periods, right?
Okay,
so melting of the snow, it's starting to get warmer. You're starting to feel the real impact of the change. The blossomings of the trees. So the trees and the plants really tell you what it's going to be like. And I think spring is one of those times. So my big thing, you can't quite go boating yet. You can't do this quite yet. But spring is a time for you to go out and start like really enjoying those nature hikes is what I do during spring. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Yes, although this year it snowed in March here.
What?
I was like, what? And it was like late in March. It was like March 20 something because it was my friend's birthday, And I wake up, and it was a dusting. I mean, it wasn't like feet of snow or anything by, any means. But I like woke up, and there was snow on the ground, and I'm like, I took a picture and I sent it to her. I was like, where am I? It's March. It's March 24th. Why is it snowing? So
I think this was a good few months ago, or not a few months, dear God, a few weeks ago. It was like 2 weeks ago. It was such a bad storm. It hailed so much on my back little stoop that I made a giant ball of ice. I don't know if you saw that because I posted on Facebook.
I did, yeah.
And I'm like,
like that, but...
what the heck? It's April. Why is there so much stuff going on there? But,
yeah. Well, we got up to, was it 2 weeks ago? We got up to like mid to high 80s, and that's not. I mean, usually we're in like the 60s range with rain. For our, this time of year, and it was, I had to bust out my air conditioner. I was like, "Come on, it's May."
Wow.
Yeah, it was. I don't do well with heat, so and I don't have central air. My living room got up to like 90 degrees, but I have a air conditioner.
Good God.
Yeah. Long story there. Live in an old house, have crappy windows. Not all of them open. It's bad. But anyway, we don't need to talk about that. But I live in such an old place that my landlord had put in an air conditioner a long time ago, but had to take the window apart to put it in. And he's like, well, whatever you do, don't take it out. So it's in all year round, which is fine. I just put like a cover around it during the winter time. And I like my bedroom cooler anyway. I sleep better. So it's not, a hindrance by any means.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it was really nice. A couple weeks ago, I turned that puppy on, and it was amazing. So good.
Yeah, no joke.
But spring, I think of like cute little forest animals running around, and everybody's coming out of hibernation, and Easter is here, so that's a holiday that's in spring. That's in the spring months, and just like pastel colors and like flowers and all these cute little furry animals running about. So
pastel colors, that's more just like a Easter thing.
Well, I mean, if you were to like give each season colors, I would put the pastel-y colors in there.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I would, yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so what type of like things did you and your family used to do in spring that really set it apart from the other seasons?
We used to go rent a beach house twice a year growing up, and springtime was one of the times that we went. Fall and springtime, just because it was an off season. It was, summer is a peak season at the beach, clearly, and the beach is really gross, or at least the coast, I should say. I say beach, and people are like, "Oh, sunny and palm trees." No, we don't have palm trees here, but winter's horrible to go because it's nothing but rain.
Yeah.
And fall, if you hit it early enough, is actually pretty nice because it's not super hot, it's cool, and it's not raining. So we would usually go in the fall and the springtime. So that was something that we would definitely do in spring back in the day.
Yeah. Well, good. So spring for me is, like I said, it's more of a transitional period. That's the period between, oh, well, I can't really ski right now, but at the same time, I can't really boat right now. So something I typically do, like I said, besides going those like nature walks, quote unquote, a big thing for me is the initial starting of fishing.
Okay.
So I'm not like a huge fisher per se, but I can say I definitely enjoy it, and more or less for the chance to spend some time with like buddy, number one buddy Justin, spending some time with him, fishing and all that good jazz and stuff and things.
Sure. Yeah, it's fun.
Are you a big fisherman? Fisher woman?
Okay. So I enjoy fishing. I've never been like on a boat fishing before. We usually go to like a lake or something and just fish off the docks. I enjoy fishing. I do not like touching the fish. So I usually need to have someone with me. I can bait my own hook and do all that, but I can't kill the fish or touch the fish or unhook the fish because that involves touching the fish. I maybe if I brought gloves, I don't like I don't like scales. Like I don't like snakes. I don't like reptile things. I can't touch them. It's just gross. It just creeps me out. But I do enjoy fishing. I just can't touch the fish. And
do you enjoy it for the actual act of fishing, or the fact of spending time with your loved ones and stuff like that?
Both.
Well, that's good. Here's
I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy family time. I mean, we could just be sitting out there doing nothing and just hanging out.
Oh yeah, well, that's basically fishing for the most part. You just do nothing. You just sit there, stare at a bobber.
I don't drink beer though, so I feel like that's kind of
okay. So the whole alcohol topic will be for another podcast because I feel like that could be a very intense topic. But so fishing, right? Fishing in spring. Fishing spring. Okay. There's different types of fish that you can get during springtime than you can like in summer or early fall, right? Because you think of the and if I'm wrong, please don't get all pissed off, podcast people, but like sometimes there's different fish will just lay dormant or hibernate or whatnot in specific times of the year. But early spring, there's still some fish that have not made themselves known, right? Like
they're
not going to catch me. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I think fishing in the spring and early to late fall can be kind of boring at times.
What do you usually catch in the spring? Like, what are your go-to fishes?
I mean, because
I feel like our go-to fishes here are maybe different than your go-to fishes. Yeah,
okay. So with my neighborhood here, we have a catch and release lake, and I caught a bluegill here recently, and that was actually a month ago, something like that. I actually went fishing, but it's not the same. For example, the catfish aren't going to bite anything now.
Right.
They're down, they're staying underneath, whatnot. I'm sure everybody's like, oh, you want to catch a catfish? That's exciting, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I get it. Catfish are pain in the butt. But it still remains, like, what types of things you can catch in those specific times, or in my specific lake, what I will catch in those times at those specific seasons. Like, the end of the summer last year, remember Justin was here, we caught a good 10 catfish one time. Just from one setting, which was absolutely insane. And then I think that was basically it. We didn't catch a whole lot of it, maybe 1 or 2 bluegills. But that was basically it. This just became a fishing podcast.
We should have a fishing podcast and the two of you can enlighten me on fishes.
Oh, because my gosh.
Here, like my brother and sister-in-law, my sister-in-law's family are huge fisher people, and
fish people.
They go, they set up camp for the summer and with their camper on like the LC River over here, and they catch salmon. We have salmon, we have sturgeon, trout. There's a couple other ones that they caught, and I was like, oh, that sounds fancy. But I can't remember. But yeah, I mean, like salmon's over here. I don't know if you have salmon that way, but
not really.
Salmon's we have lots here. They migrate their way, and I know there definitely is a season for it. But yeah, trout is definitely one. Sturgeon, salmon, and I know there's like 2 others because we went to the beach house last year. He had brought like a variety of different fish, and I was like, I've never tried this fish before. And cod, but I don't think cod doesn't come from here. I don't think.
Yeah, that's more of like a New England
type thing.
Yeah. But that's cool.
But yeah. So.
Okay, so moving into exactly. So moving into more or less my, for the most part, favorite season, which is summer.
Not mine. Nope.
Let's talk about it, Ro.
I do not. Oh, well, I think I made it quite evident. I do not like the heat.
Yes.
So, here's my thing. So, anything between 60 and 69 is a perfect day for me. Like, whether it be sunshine or not, that's just like perfect weather for me. 60s. 70s is warm. 80s is hot. 90s is really hot. And anything above 100 is just inappropriate and should not be allowed. Like, that. Well, that is my take on weather temperatures.
I feel like that depends on the state you live in. Like, for example, 100 degrees here is just disgusting and muggy and overly humid, blah, you can't breathe. Whereas, like, 100 degrees in Arizona is a dry heat. Yeah, it sucks, but it's not as bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and I know we don't get very many 100-degree days. I think maybe the most I remember we were, like above 100 for a long stretch of time was maybe like a week and a half, 2 weeks. But it just gets muggy and gross and hot. But and I don't travel a lot, which I know we've talked about.
Yeah.
But my brother and sister-in-law got married in Reno, and so when we went for their wedding, it was like mid to high 90s in Reno. And it was warm, but it was like, and I was like, dry heat. What are you talking about? But I was like, oh yeah, this actually isn't that bad. I mean, it was warm, and I still didn't like it. But I mean, at least you felt like you could breathe. It's not just gross, muggy. Ugh. Yeah.
And that's the truth, though. It really is the truth. But this okay. So where you live, you said it's mainly a dry heat, right?
No, it's muggy. It's gross.
It's more muggy than anything else.
Yeah.
So, like, you take a
not
breath.
As muggy as the Carolinas or something. I mean, I'm sure I have it way better than other places, but
yeah, the Carolinas can be pretty bad because they have a lot of forest. Here's the thing, like desert, Arizona, Nevada, places like that, they're gonna have more of the dry heat because you don't have forests, you don't have a lot of rain, you don't have that chance to develop that humidity, right? Even sometimes on the coasts, you're gonna have a dry heat over something else because it's on the coast, but you're not going to have a lot of trees and stuff. It's a very different climate.
Right.
But, no. But here's why I love summer. So, the reason I love summer is because I am such a water baby. So, which means I love to scuba. I'm a certified scuba diver. I like to scuba dive, swim, anything that has to do with water, I am there. Boating, the whole 9 yards, fishing, we just talked about. But let's just say what it is, okay? I am a skinny white boy, and I love being warm. I don't like being freaking cold because I get frail and I start cracking, and I'm old. So it gets to that point. I just can't deal.
Yeah, no, I love swimming. I mean, I was swimming before I was walking. Give me a pool. I would live in a pool if I could.
Yes.
They're great. I love it. Although my whole philosophy is I'd much rather be cold than hot because you can always bundle up and put more layers on, but you can only take so much off when you're hot.
That is true, and I agree with you on that. It's like, for example, Stephanie needs to have the fan on every night, all the time, no matter what, right? And she can bundle up if she's cold. And I'm like buck ass naked, trying to stay cool. She covers off me, and I can't do a single thing else. That's all I can do, right?
Yeah.
But, you kind of live and you learn. But also I like summer because you have more foliage. You have, at that point, all the greenery on the trees. There's just, it's beautiful everywhere you look, right? You don't see dead trees. Well, not dead, but, trees with the leaves all falling down. It's just different. I think it's prettier. I think summer, fall, or spring into summer is just a prettier two seasons for the most part.
I mean, spring into summer, I would definitely give it that. But once I consider June, July, August the summer months, and once September 1st hits, it better be cooling down, and the rain better be on its way. Because I'm ready for fall.
Oh, yes, Ro, that's true.
Yes. So summer, definitely least favorite season. I think it'd probably be a tie between fall and winter, just because there's a lot of holidays in the wintertime that I like, and I enjoy snow, but on the flip side of that, I do like pumpkin pie and football.
So you think fall and
So-
spring, like the in between seasons, as I call it, are more or less your favorites?
If I had to pick between fall and spring, I would pick fall.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Well, I kind of agree with you. As much as I love summer, I do like the in-betweens because it's like it is the feeling of transition between the two extremes in the seasons.
True.
I'll say at least that's my mentality of the fact. You know what I mean?
Nope. Yeah, I would agree with that. Absolutely.
Good. Well, we're about 35 minutes into this podcast, so we're going to cut this right here. But, Ro, what else? What other things do you got to say? What are some kind of finalized ideas or thoughts do you have to this podcast about seasons?
Well, seeing as we are headed into the summer seasons, if you do venture out to those water parks, definitely be safe. Wear your arm floaties, life jackets, etc. Pool noodles are fun. I'm not really sure with the whole COVID thing what summer is going to look like for pools and water places. So, just remember we're all in this together. But enjoy your seasons, enjoy the outdoors. That's the most important part, and just be thankful we have trees and things to look at. We could live in the Mojave Desert and just see nothing but sand.
That is true. Well, okay. Well, you could live in Nevada. You could live in Arizona and see a whole lot of stuff. Like, I visited my buddy Nate, who lives out there in Scottsdale, kind of Phoenix area, and we actually climbed a mountain. It was a big old desert mountain and whatnot. But, he's not getting any greenery or anything like that. He's dealing with...
I like greenery.
Anywho, yeah. So my final thoughts for you guys are, stay safe as always. It's how it's been for the last, good Lord, what do you say, 8 podcasts? March. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Long time.
Yeah, stay safe, wear your mask, but at the same time, if you guys wear your mask, remember you have to take them off every now and then. Don't wear them consistently because you could have issues with having too much carbon monoxide, which can be deadly to you. So whenever you're not around another human, take it off, take some breath of good oxygen, and then go from there. But otherwise, that's all I got to say. That's all Ro has to say. And we want to thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast. As always, if you like the podcast, go ahead and jack that like button right in the nose. Don't forget to tell your friends and family about the Knab and Ro Show. And as always, this podcast is a wrap.
Till next time, kids.